G'day guys, kia ora, my name is Wildkard, welcome back to my channel, thank you for watching the Wildkard Rugby Show, like, comment and subscribe, and yes, you are here today because the mighty All Blacks has ventured into Paris, and with the invasion underway to reclaim a losing streak from the French, under Ian Foster. They have never beaten the French under Ian Foster, oh my goodness, and you know, it's on everybody's mind, everybody knows, I know every Kiwi out there is thinking about this right now, okay? Please do not wear the grey jerseys this weekend, and hopefully the French follows the tradition, okay, the rugby tradition, that the home team will wear the away kit should there be a color clash, right? So hopefully the French will wear the white jersey away, and the All Blacks is allowed to wear their traditional black jerseys, because everybody knows the grey jerseys, oh boy, that's the reason why they don't sell very well here down here in the Southern Hemisphere. But yeah, who knows, right? The French could come out with a pink jersey and still make the All Blacks wear the grey jersey, because that's just how things work in France, right? So yeah, who knows? But hey, there is a lot of talking about this game. There's a lot of interesting selections for both teams. So I'm left a little bit confused. The big talking points from out of both camp is the selection at the fly half. The All Blacks have decided to back Beauden Barrett ahead of Damian McKenzie, despite McKenzie's absolute best performance of his career in the international test arena last week against Ireland. You know, Mr. Razor has decided to back the veteran, the Beauden. King Beauden has given the nod at 10, and Damian McKenzie will be coming off the bench. And how much game time is he going to give? I kind of understand. I do understand the logic behind this, because he doesn't want the team to finish strong coming off the bench. Something that the All Blacks have struggled to finish strong, but last week, like, Damian McKenzie kind of proved that the All Blacks was able to finish strong even without like an injection of talent off the bench. They scored a try at the end to win the match with Will Jordan, so it's definitely kind of like the monkey off the back already. And I think that, you know, having Damian McKenzie to try to finishing off the game. Yeah, I think that it's not really. Yeah, I'm a little bit confused about this, to say the least, about the master plan out of Razor Robinson, and hopefully he's planning to. The ultimate plan is to do some breakdancing in Stade de France. But hey, how he's gonna get there, I'm not quite sure. With regards to the French, also some changes at 10 jersey. Matthew Jalibert was off the bench last week. He was kind of like the starting 10 ahead, you know, since the injury to what's his name, to Intermac, but now Intermac was kind of back for a bit and is also injured again. He's not available, so Jalibert was, you know, kind of like phased out. Has been phased out, it seems, this weekend from Gautier, and it is two. Thomas Ramos was starting last week, who plays for, obviously, the teammate with Anton Dupont, plays fullback normally for the national team, but he does play 10 for the club teams. So yeah, it is not like out of the question for Ramos to be, you know, for Ramos to be a competent fly half. It's just that, yeah, Ramos is so good at fullback, and I really felt that you're missing a little bit having Ramos at 10, and also, yeah, he is playing out of position a little bit there. And it is a test arena, and it is against the All Blacks, not against Japan like they did last week. This will be a big test for Ramos, I think, to try to pull ahead. Just before we move ahead, everybody knows that the French will be touring the New Zealand next year. It has been confirmed already that the French will be bringing a developmental team to New Zealand next year. So this is in fact the biggest match between the two teams. You know, for it's gonna be for a very long time, for at least a few years. And yeah, this is one that we've all been looking forward to. Anton Dupont has returned to the French side in the national team. He hasn't played for the national team for the Six Nations, and I think it was his first outing for the national team last week against Japan. He has been playing in the professional club rugby, and has been absolutely dominant, absolutely destroying French league with his presence, winning the championship last year as well. So he's back in the French national side. A lot of French fans will be extremely happy to see this. So yeah, like I've already mentioned, history has not been kind to Mr. Ian Foster. 2 2 losses in a row against France, both in the tour and at the Rugby World Cup. And this is something that I think a lot of New Zealand fans would not want it to, repeat. Yeah, something that the French team has been giving New Zealand, over every now and then throughout the years. But the Razor is looking to turn the history around. New management, new idea. Last week's performance was very, very good from the All Blacks, completely revamped, and we'll have to see if they're going to continue that trend going into this week. The referee on the field is Nika Amashu Kelly. He is from Georgia, and he's very, 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 very clinical in terms of his refereeing, especially at the breakdowns. I think he's probably one of the most strictest person at the breakdowns in terms of getting your hands on the ground. He will penalize you very, very quickly, and this is something that to watch out for this weekend. And I think that the All Blacks had a bit of an issue with the breakdown as consistency early in the season. It did look like a big improvement last week. But yeah, Nika is probably going to turn that upside down based on his interpretations of law coming in this weekend. So watch out for that. I do think that the French might have a little bit of advantage there without regard. The weather in Paris this weekend, just a bit cloudy, a little bit of humidity, nice and cool. Great night for rugby overall, not too bad. So the team, the members, the men who are given the opportunity to represent their nations in this monumental clash of giants at Stade de France. Is it Stade de France this weekend? Yeah, Stade de France this weekend is as follows. So yeah, coming in the front rowers now, we got Jean-Baptiste Gros coming number 1, Pata Movaka coming number 2, and Tavita Tatafu, the big boy, debut last week, comes in number 3. They were absolutely dominant against the Japanese scrum. I thought the Japanese scrum actually looked quite steady against the All Blacks, albeit was the All Blacks kind of like B side. So this will be just a big challenge for both teams. The All Blacks have bolstered their front rowers this weekend. Not bolstered, but yeah, but the All Blacks has been improving this weekend. Tyrell Lomax, number 3. Cody Taylor, number 2. Tamati Williams, number 1. Big improvements for Tamati Williams last week from the week before against England. So again, a big step up this week. Once again for the All Blacks, the French scrum is something that to behold. It's quite good against Japan. So the All Blacks scrum, like I said, didn't really have that much of advantage over Japan earlier within the tour. So yeah, this is gonna be tight. I think Tamati Williams with that height disadvantage at 196 centimeters, he's gonna be looking at really lowering that body height a little bit this week against the French. So yeah, I don't know why this is 199 meters, but it's missing a decimal point. So that's a bit of an issue. So yeah, anyway, moving on, we've got Cody Taylor coming in at number 2, Tyrell Lomax number 3. So in the locking position now, we got Thibaut Flamet coming in number 4 for French. Emmanuel Miafo comes in at number 5. Miafo, a bit of a new player for a new addition to the French team as well. For the All Blacks, Scotty Barrett comes in number 4. The captain, he's been dropped from the Crusaders captain, which is the biggest tragedy, right? Under Rob Penny, and who knows, right? Who knows? But hey, Scotty's still the All Blacks captain, holding that with an iron fist, coming in at number 4. But Tupo Vaa'i is probably the better lock on the field, coming in at number 5, despite not being the captain. He had a bit of a quiet game, I think, against England, but he did play a bit better last week against Ireland. And again, just his ability around the rocks, the tight areas, has been crucial to the success of the All Blacks in recent times. Coming in number 6 now, Paul Baudegent for France. Alexandra Romat coming number 7, and Gregory Aldridge coming in number 8. Relatively new combinations of 6 and 7 for the French. For the All Blacks as well, we've got Samuel Penny-Finau coming off the bench at number 6, and Adi Savea has handed the coveted number 8 jersey to Wallace Satiti. Comes in at number 7 in the open side position, and Wallace Satiti, the bloodline player, he's absolutely spectacular for the All Blacks, coming in at number 8. Physical, offloads, everything you want, and just an absolute, I think a lot of the All Blacks fans very, very proud and get a lot of nostalgia watching him play, because he looks just like his daddy used to. And yeah, this is a massive handing over of the legacy moment for him. in the number 8 jersey. Adi Savio, one of another reason Adi Savio would move number 7 is because Sam Can had a bit of a knock last week. He's out for concussion reasons, so that's why another reason why Adi Savio has moved to number 8. Coming in number 9 now, this is a battle where everybody has been waiting for. Antoine Dupont versus Cameron Wildkard. Wildkard has been absolutely the best number 9 in the All Blacks, and someone who's probably one of the best number 9s in many years. I'm not even sure, as good as Aaron Smith was. I think Cameron Wildkard has the potential to surpass him in very short time, and that is how good Cameron Wildkard actually is and how talented he is. And coming up against Anton Dupont, it's just the best in the world ever. And so, this is a very interesting. I'm very excited for this matchup. Last week, Wildkard came off the bench and immediately turned the All Blacks' fortunes around the breakdowns. And once again, this week, we'll have to see if Cameron can step up to the big plates ahead of him. But I think that if the fact that Cameron Wildkard is on number 9, a lot of people was going to say, oh, French going to win this game because Dupont's back. Because of the fact that Cameron Wildkard is on 9, I don't think it's going to be that clear cut out of that position. The gap, the dominance for Anton Dupont is not going to be as big as people might be expecting. Coming in number 10, Thomas Ramos for the French, and Beauden Barrett coming in number 10 for the surprise selection here, a veteran for the All Blacks. Maybe he had a week off. He had a bit of a knock last week, so maybe he has been working something special this week against the French. But then again, the French does all of their playmaking out of 9 anyway. It's not much. The 10 is not really much of a playmaker, so the Beauden Barrett will probably still be, it's not really under too much pressure in my opinion with Ramos at 10. Coming in at number 11, Luis Bielbieri for the French, and the big boy, another bloodline absolute monster coming in for the All Blacks at Caleb Clark, number 11. Haven't scored a try so far in the November Test series, I think. Has he? Did he score against Japan? So yeah, looking forward for him to get one on the board this week. I hope. I really wanted to see him score one. Coming number 12, Uriah Moefana, who's been really exceptionally good for the French. A lot of utility out of him. He's been selected ahead of Jonathan Danty. I think Danty's injured again. He's been doing quite well ahead of Jonathan Danty for a while now, so it's not really an issue here. Jordie Barrett coming number 12 after the yellow card last week. He'll be looking at probably improving his discipline a little bit, but once again, Jordie Barrett came off the yellow card bench, was much better in the second half. The championship quality shone through. I need to bring that again this weekend. Gael Ficou comes in number 13 for French, and Rico Ioane, after the absolute spectacular Haka performance, will be once again gets a number 13 jersey. Rico still needs to improve, a lot of room to improve at number 13 jersey. Not quite the dominant 13 that we all wanted him to be. Still got plenty of room to improve. Gabin Villiers returns to number 14 for the French, and for the All Blacks, Seville Reese has been given the opportunity at 14 ahead of Mark Talea. Gavin Villiers, obviously, there was an injury to Damien Penaud, so a big loss for the French team out of that out of the winger position. And finally, at number 15, Romain Burros is the number 15 jersey coming in with, I think this is his debut. It says one cap, but I think this is a debut for the French team. Will Jordan comes in number 15. Spectacular game last week, scoring the winning try pretty much for the All Blacks. And it's going to be an interesting matchup. I think that the All Blacks is looking pretty solid here. In the substitutes, the French coming in number 16, Julien Maconde, number 17, Reda Vardy, and number 18, Georges Henry Combs for the... Is that the right guy? I thought this was a different person. Yeah, right. He's for the French reserve tight end prop, and for the for some reason I thought that looked like Demba Bamba there with the picture, but never mind. That's I'm wrong. Number 16, Asafa Aomoa for the All Blacks. Number 17, Ofa Tuongafasi, and number 18, Pasilio Tosi. Asafa Aomoa has been really good with the absence of Cody Taylor. Last week he did pretty much the whole game shift by himself, 80 minutes, no problem with line out. A little bit of problem with line out, but very solid overall. I mean, the Irish line out was pretty good, and he was able to handle that quite well, I thought. Ofa Tuongafasi as well, coming off bench, really good. Pasilio Tosi, really powerhouse ball carrying skills. bringing off the bench as well. I thought that maybe they could have given the two props a bit more time last week against the Irish, but they did put out the win, so what really probably wasn't too much to complain about. Coming number 19, Romain Taufifenua, the veteran now for the French 50th cap, and number 19 for the All Blacks, Patrick Tuipulotu. I think he's 49 or 50. One of the guys is getting a 50 cap tonight. I think that they actually count up the number one for, maybe they're both getting a 50, because I think this one, they count the match already as a cap, but the All Blacks don't count the cap to after they play the website. So I think both of them might be getting their 50 caps this weekend. Mikhail Gillard coming number 20 for the French, and the big debut this weekend. Oh yeah, so they actually counted it. Peter Lakai is definitely making his debut this weekend. Peter Lakai from the Hurricanes caught up to the camp due to the injuries. He's going to get a shot this week. Peter Lakai is very good. Don't think that, he's, from the B team or call up. He was one of the outstanding players in Super Rugby. I thought he was probably deserving of All Black call up sooner than later. And sure enough, here's an opportunity. Really good ball handling. And really good ball runner, good defense, and he looks like Sia Khaleesi on the field, and that's probably the one thing that everybody will remember. The French has opted for an extra forward on the bench, Charles Olivon with 21. Cortez Ratama as a 9 reserve for the All Blacks, number 21. Number 22, Nolan Legaric for the French. Antoine Lennon-Brown for the Anton Lennon-Brown for the All Blacks, and finally number 23, Emilien Gallatin for the French, and what's his name, Damien McKenzie finishing off at the number 23 jersey for the All Blacks. So yeah, this is an interesting selection. A lot of new faces for the French team, new combinations for the All Blacks as well. But I do think that with Cameron Roygaard on the field, the gap is not as big as people might suspect with the Dupont factor, and I do think that the Damien McKenzie on the bench and the front rowers coming off the bench for the All Blacks is slightly better. So I think the All Blacks will win this one 27 points to 25. Let me know your thought, guys. Like, comment, and subscribe, and see you guys for the reviews, and have a good one. Good luck. Have fun. Cheers.